Now we're going to be working with buffers. And to create buffers, we've cleaned up here the layers a little bit, and we see some of the layers that we're going to be working with. The first one we're going to be buffering is the pipeline. So to create a buffer, what we do is we go to Vector, Geoprocessing Tools, Buffer, or buffers, depending on if you have one or multiple objects. And then you indicate which layer that you want to buffer, in this case pipeline. Remember that we had items selected. This will come on automatically. That means that only will work with the selected items. So always remember this when we do queries, that the results of the query will have an impact on some of the operations that you may want to have later on. So here then we indicate the distance that we want to use. In this case, we're going to use a constant distance for every single item. So 2,000 meters is the buffer distance. And here we'll choose dissolve buffer result. And what that means is that when two buffers come together, like in this particular case right here at this intersection, there will be a sausage coming around like this and stopping right here and then moving like that. So it'll just integrate both of them together so there's one continuous form. And there's a little gap right here. The gap will be filled in because the buffer will be greater than that gap right there. So the whole thing would be a nice sausage without any overlaps. And we'll see what the impact is of going one way or another with that as we go forward here. But then we need to give it a file name. And here we will give it a name of pipeline buffer. And save this. Okay. And yes. And whoosh, there's the buffer. So as you can see, the operation is very quick. If we move the layer down here, then we can see the original line and we can see what happens to the buffer. So very simple to do a line buffer.